Welcome to the Seventh Dispensation Podcast. What we talking about today is freedom from a cage of ignorance. And we are reading out a divine revelation called the Alpha Quran, which is a holy book sent by God to uplift fallen humanity. All right, now the book says this: freedom is the power of acting in the character of a moral personality, according to the dictatorship of the will, without other check, hindrance, or prohibition, then as such as may be imposed by just and necessary laws. This type of freedom produces in man the highest level of self-esteem and self-determination. Now listen, this type of freedom produces in man the highest level of self-esteem and self-determination. So let me give you the definition again. Freedom is the power of acting in the character of a moral personality, without other check, hindrance, or prohibition. Now, with a moral personality, right? Now, we know morality is what distinguishes right from wrong. When you got morals, you know how to tell the difference between what is right and what is wrong. So a moral personality is someone who knows how to make right decisions, who knows how to do what is in their best interest to do. That's what a moral personality is. Now, when they say without other check, hindrance, or prohibition, see, a check from you doing what's right could be an addiction, because addictions causes us to be overpowered by the addiction. So instead of doing right, we might do what is necessary for the addiction. Say if I don't got no money and my addiction telling me I need to get high, I might go rob somebody. You see what I'm saying? I might go steal something. That is not being able to tell the difference between what is right and wrong, because you being hindered from doing right because of something that's checking you, something that's prohibiting you, and something that is hindering you. Check, hindrance, or prohibition. You see what I'm saying? And that's what addictions do. That's what being in the wrong type of relationships do. That's what being around the wrong people do. You know, that's what being in the wrong circumstances do. All right, so now let's look. So now it says that okay, hold on, I'm right here. All right, so now it says this type of freedom produces in man the highest level of self-esteem and self-determination. See, when you do what's right, your self-esteem grows. Your self-determination grows because out of the honor and respect you get from other people who see you doing right. See, that builds your self-determination. It makes say, all right, yeah, let me keep doing right. Let me do more so people can, because you know we want to be congratulated and gratified and approved for doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying? So it builds our determination to keep doing right when people acknowledge our right doing. You understand what I'm saying? Now let's look at this. It say the first step in breaking down defense mechanisms, because defense mechanisms allow us to modify reality to make it more tolerable. See, sometimes we won't do what's right. Sometimes we won't enjoy the true definition of freedom that I just gave you because of a defense mechanism. A lot of us don't know that we act off of defense mechanisms. You know, we fighting doing right because we want to be accepted by people. So our defense mechanism is what's preventing us from doing the right thing, because we don't want to be belittled. We don't want to be frowned upon. We don't want to be ostracized from our friendships because everybody doing wrong. They don't want to be around somebody doing right. So the defense mechanism kicking. Now listen, but I'm showing you how to break down the defense mechanism. So let me read this again. The first step in becoming free, to becoming a really free person. And I ain't talking about free from prison or free from jail. I'm talking about becoming free mentally. Is to break down defense mechanisms. Because defense mechanisms allow us to modify reality to make it more tolerable. The defense only allows the unconscious thought or feeling to be expressed indirectly in a disguised form. This is ignorance. It is called denial repression. So I want y'all to look up denial repression. I want y'all to find the definition. I want y'all to understand what denial repression is, because if you're trying to overcome addiction, or if you're trying to overcome behavior problems, or you're trying to overcome anything that's hindering you from being free, from being righteous, then you need to know what denial repression is. So look that up. Now this is a message for the universe, a message to the universe for all the chosen ones. Now listen, it say, this is ignorance. It is called denial repression, which is the prevention of unacceptable ideas from entering the conscious mind. So that's what denial repression is. Prevention of unacceptable ideas from entering the conscious mind. Then there is displacement. Now that's another word. Look up displacement, which is the release of dangerous impulses in a substitute situation or through disguised activity. So look up that. Look up displacement. Look up denial repression. And what else I want y'all to look up? Look up defense mechanisms. All right, now let's get back into this book. This is a message to the universe for all the chosen ones. The key to becoming free from the cage of ignorance begins with setting up steps to improve and correct self. Because if we don't make the connection, we will continue the process of error. And hold on, let me read that again. The key to becoming free from the cage of ignorance begins with setting up steps to improve and correct self. Because if we don't make the correction, we will continue the process of error. The first step is repentance, because repentance is an active turning away from sin. The word active means to be in motion. And I want to stop right there, right? Because I'm a person who always be letting you know, nigga, I get active. You hear me? So that lets you know I'm always in motion. You know what I'm saying? But no, let me stick back to this. Let me stick with this. All right, so now listen. It says, so repentance has to be a continuous practice in which we strive to return to God. And on that note, peace.